So now let us learn about the Thuriya meditation. So even before knowing what is Thuriya, I would like to start with the Adishankarar Saundarya Lagari, verse number 9, which gives a vivid explanation of all the 7 chakras. So in this, he says, Mahim Mooladhare Kamapi Manipure Uttavakam Sthitam Swatisthane Hriti Maratam Akasham Upari Manobi Bru Madhye Sahalam Abhibitva Kulapatam Sahasrare Padme Saharasipatya Vihrase. So we will see about the word by word meaning of this verse. So in this, first he says Mahim Mooladhare, which means the Mooladhara chakra holds the energy of the earth element. So Kamapi Manipure Uttavakam Sthitam Swatisthane. So which means the Swatisthana element which holds the energy of the fire, and the Manipuraga element which holds the energy of the water. This is what he has told, but actually what we have understood is like the Swatisthana chakra holds the energy of the water and the Manipuraga chakra holds the energy of the fire. So one possibility is during the literature some words are placed in front and back. So while interpreting the meaning we should join the words accordingly and we should get the meaning. So Kamapi Manipure Uttavakam Sthitam Swatisthane. Uttavakam means fire, Sthitam Swatisthane means like it is in the Swatisthana chakra, but you can hold this in this way. So Mahim Mooladhare Kamapi Manipure Uttavakam Sthitam Swatisthane Hriti Maradam. Hriti means heart, Maradam means breeze. So what is there in the heart? So it is the Anahata chakra which holds the element of the air. And Akasham Upari. Akash means above, which Upari means above. So the above, the chakra which is situated above is the Vishuddhi and which holds the energy of the Akash element. Then he says Manobi Bru Madhye, which means the mind is situated between the eyebrows. So what is the chakra that is between the eyebrows? Which is the Agnya. Manobi Bru Madhye Sahalam Abhibitva Kulapatam is what he says. So what does this mean? So whatever the thing that we have identified as ourselves, where does this come from? So for example, when I am introducing myself, I am saying that I am a doctor, I am doing this thing, that thing. So all these things, where does this come from? So our mind comes from. So where does it enter the mind even? So one thing, the things which we have identified ourselves as ourselves, the self-identity comes as an influence of the society or the environment or from our parents. So either from the lineage from which we have come from. For example, even before someone is teaching you something, if there is a 2-year-old child, if you ask one child to share the toy, and if there are 2 children and if you ask them to share the toy, one child might readily share the toy while the other might not. So no one has taught them. It has automatically come into the child. So this nature, either from the parents, either from the lineage, from the tradition which you have come from, or because of the societal influence. Because the society gives a title, if I do such things, I am labeled as doctor. If I have this degree, I can call myself as a doctor. Beyond this degree, doctor, it doesn't definitely define those who are healing as doctors. It defines those who are having MBBS degree as doctor, those who are having PhD degree as doctor. There are many people who are healing beyond this also. Even multiple other professions like even Reiki, Yoga, so multiple other people are also there, but they are not called as doctor. So all these things are just an influence of the society or because of the lineage. This is what he has called as Kulapatam. So but this might not be the truth. So whatever the thing that we are currently experiencing in our life is an expression of what we have already identified ourselves with. So if we want to go into higher level, this thing, what we have identified ourselves as ourselves, this should be broken. Right? For example, if I say when the Kundalini rises here, then you will get these powers. So if you don't even believe Kundalini, so is it possible for you to reach that state? So if you don't even believe in Kundalini, so you won't even come to this class. So the intention for you to coming to this class also comes from a belief, already has come from a thought pattern which you have already identified. So this pattern is what is helping you to grow or what is helping you not to grow also. So when you have to reach the spiritual truths. You should not be rigid. You should allow the external thoughts to come into you. For example, if I say this is the truth, you should be receptive to it. If you're not receptive to it, then you won't receive it, right? So this Agnya Chakra, what happens is Manobi Bru Madhye Sahalam Abhipitva Kulapatam, which means whatever the things that has been built because of the influence of the lineage or because of the influence of the society, you get the ability to reach the ideas beyond what is being taught to you or what is being given to you. You are getting it right? Because, for example, if I say something, so whatever the things that we are doing currently, it is just a reflection of whatever the things we are already gathering. So if we want to reach a higher possibility, we should be able to break it. Only if we break it, we will go into the next level, or else we will be just rounding about in the same thing. So this pattern is broken. So everything which we want to know in our life is already there in the universal consciousness. So great rishis, saints, mahans, all those people have already born. So they have already known the truth, they have already taught the truth. So it is there in the universal consciousness. So whatever the things that we want is already there. So we should be just receptive. For example, if I want to watch a YouTube video, even here the signal is there, even in your house is also signal is there, even in my house is also the signal is there. Only we need a device, and we need a YouTube app, and we need a source of the data. Either it is a Wi-Fi or either it is a mobile data. So if we have that, we can access the data anywhere in the world. So this data can be accessed, this data is available everywhere, just the thing we should be receptive. So that receptiveness comes when you raise your Kundalini energy to the Agnya. Manobi Bru Madhye Sahalam Abhipitva Kulapatam. Whatever the thing that you have identified as yourselves, you break that and you become receptive to the new thoughts. Then Sahasrare Padme Saharagasi Padya Viharase. So if you are not understanding, I will explain in the end completely again in English. Okay. Sahasrare Padme Saharagasi Padya Viharase. So he addresses Sahasrara means it is a crown chakra. Okay. It is 1000 petals, but while interpreting the meaning, they have given the number Sahasrara as an expression, as a way to mean something infinite, something of much more capability which we can grasp. Sahasrare Padme Sagaragasi Padya Vigarase means all the eternal spiritual truths are lying there. When you go there, you will be able to access all of them. So if I say in such a way, now I have already told you how Agnya helps us change our life. So rest of the people would have just told you Agnya helps in changing your life, but you will be questioning how this is even possible. So this is the scientific way which it happens. In the similar way, now your mind will be questioning. So if my Kundalini energy rises to the Thuriya, how it is possible that I will know the worldly secrets? So let us understand how this happens. So it happens between the interplay of two things. So one thing is the thought, and the second thing is the consciousness that I, that me is existence. So when there is a thought and when there is I, so these are different states of the consciousness, 4 different states of the consciousness. When there is a thought and when there is a consciousness I, that me is there. So what is that state called?
Ego state.
No, it is a wakeful state. For example, right now we are awake. So now we know who we are. We know that we are here, and apart from that, there is thoughts which is going on. So this is called as the wakeful state or the Jagrat state. So when there is no thought and when there is no I, the I consciousness is also not there. So then what it is called as? No. So in meditation, you know you are existing, right? So maybe the thoughts might not there.
Samadhi.
Death. Okay. When you are alive, if that state is there, then.
Samadhi.
So in sleep, during sleep you don't know who you are. Also, there is no thoughts. When the thoughts are there. No, how the thoughts are there in sleep?
Thing is going on that may get reflected in our dreams.
So that thing comes the next. When there is a thought and when there is no I consciousness, then that is called as the dream state or the swapna. So in deep sleep, you neither have thoughts, you neither have the eye consciousness. During the dream state, you have thoughts, but the eye consciousness is not there because you don't realize what you are dreaming about. You may dream about something which is unnatural also. For example, right now if you are 60 years old, you may dream yourself as 20 years old also. Or else right now you are living in India, you may dream yourself as living in USA. So this I, which you identify yourselves as I, is there, but it is not in the exact contact of the I. So the I is not existing in the dream state, but continuous thoughts are there in the dream state. So then the next thing is the place where the I consciousness that me existing is there, but there is no thoughts. So this is what is called as the Thuriya state, or the Thuriya state literally means the fourth state. So this state is what is usually we are trying to achieve through meditation, which you have told. Meditation, it is not like we are becoming unaware of everything. We know that who we are, and we are becoming thought free, so that whenever a thought that arises, so right now we have the potential. The external world is a reflection of the internal world. Everything that happens externally essentially starts in the mental plane, then it is reflected in the physical plane. For example, if you want to attend the meditation, it initially arises as a thought, then you manifest it as a reality. Even before happening as a physical plane, it arises in the mental plane. So why something doesn't happen in our life? Because at some moment we want something, and the immediate next moment we don't want something. For example, right now I love sweets, I want to eat sweet, but after some time you think sweets are not good for health, they are bad for health, so you are conflicting your own thoughts. In the similar way, right now you are thinking like I want to go for a trip there and here, so next you are thinking like why should we go there, it is a waste of money, or like I already am tired, I want to rest in home. So in the similar way, there is so much amount of conflict which is happening between our thoughts. That's why every thought has the potential to become reality. It doesn't become reality because there is a conflicting thought which is going on again and again. But when we enter a state of thoughtlessness, even a single thought that arises, it has the potential to become reality. That's how the yogis, if they think of sweet, like all of us from air, they take the sweet and give you, because they don't have multiple thoughts. So now let us come back to the point. Now, how being in this state is going to reveal the entire truth. So we will understand about what is karma. So there are three types of karma. One thing is from before the birth, second thing is from the birth till now, and the third thing is from now onwards. So which is called as the Sanjita karma, which is the before birth, and Prarabdha karma, which is from birth till now, and from now whatever the thing that we are going to do is called as the Agami karma. So what does karma mean? So the effect of our action. So the effect of our action, it is not literally our action, right? So we are believing that what is called as pava or what is called as punya or the sin imprints, it is the effect of our action. They are saying if you do good things, you will get good effects. If you do bad things, you will get bad effects. But right now you should understand one thing. So if I am a doctor, so if I am cutting open the abdomen of some person, if I am breaking the bones of some person, still I am not getting any power, right? I am getting so much of punya. I am getting so much amount of blessings. So how does this happen? So there is one thing called as the thought or the intention. After the thought, it becomes the action. Then after the action, it gives the effect. This effect of the action does not depend on the action as such, but it depends on the thought or the intention behind which the action is done. For example, killing is a good act or bad act?
Maybe depends on the intention.
So in how it will be good in the intention, based on intention?
But maybe we are giving somebody things and if you are but we say that person is suffering too much. But by killing him,
so the simple example is the military person who is in the border, he is killing our enemies.
yeah,
So that act, although he is killing many persons, he is considered as noble, he is considered as a patriot, although they don't have personal vengeance among that. So none of the action can be considered either good or bad, because even our Prime Minister, he does the same action for this entire country. But there are lakhs of people who tells him as good. There are lakhs of people who tells him as bad. The action remains the same, but the people who perceiving it either as good or bad based on their thought pattern, based on their cognition. So this thing, there is nothing in this world as good or bad. Only the thing is like there is a clash between your cognition and their cognition. That's all. From their point of view, they are the good person. From our point of view, they are bad person. So in the similar way, there is nothing as good or bad. Only there is the intention behind which it stays. So now there is no action which is stored. So there is no karma as such. First thing. So it is only the thought pattern which is there in the mental plane reflects into the physical plane. Right now what we have done by raising our energy to the Agnya Chakra, we get the opportunity to imbibe new things, fresh things. So we can remodulate, we can modulate it into the way we want. Because right now whatever the thing which we have built, it can be broken. Then in the Thuriya, you became almost nothing, which means like you go into thoughtless state. Now you have the opportunity, when the space is empty, right now you have the opportunity to build the house where you want. Else what will happen? Else you have bought a old house, right now you have the opportunity to rebuild the house, for example, you may think the Sahasrara is not good, then you can modify it. So this Agnya is like modifying this thing, which is going to remove this thing, what you are going to do ahead. But here in Thuriya, you have the opportunity to build everything from the first. So you can remove the prarabdha karma also. So everything can be, because whatever the thing that you have built with the influence of the society can be changed. So finally, the pava and punya comes to the thought pattern behind it. This thought pattern means the cognition which you are having. By the simple change of cognition, you can change your life. You are getting it right? So the only thing is, it is only the intention or the thought pattern behind it which we have to change. For changing this is the way which we can do. So this is how, when people means your karma will be removed, it doesn't mean the pava or punya are stored somewhere, they are going to remove. It is never you did some sins because of which you are going to get the next birth, or you did some sins you are going to go to hell. It is only the thought patterns behind us is going to influence our life. So everyone understood this, right? Okay.